Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are having a bit of fun. We're going to have a look at 5 items under 50 bucks that I take on every single trip with me, be it a 2 or 3 hour walk, a day trip, be it a longer trip. This is all stuff that you can buy online that I take on every single trip. So let's get into it. Welcome back. Hi everyone, Mowser here, and today we're having a little look at just a few bits and pieces that I take on every walk with me. Bit of fun, thought I'd do this, bit more light-hearted today as opposed to an intensive gear review. So we're going to get straight into it. Let's have a look at the first item. First item on the list is something you have to have on every walk. I don't care where you're going, unless you're going somewhere where there is readily accessible public toilets, then this one comes with me on every trip, and that is a trowel. This is the Pooper Scooper, this is the Bow Trowel. This one I use is a GSI Cathole Trowel, I think. You do have the old traditional Coughlin's orange trowel. That was a mainstay for years when I was out in the wilderness, but it broke all the time. This thing is very solid. It's the only one I've ever owned. And in the Tasmanian wilderness, when you're out there, it can be very hard to dig a hole when you need to go about your business. This one has these serrated edges, and you can actually cut the hole in and get it to the depth to bury your business. There's other ones like the Deuce. That is the lightweight edition. Terrible device in Tasmanian conditions. I recommend this. This doesn't weigh much. We'll flash the weight just here. That's what it weighs. So if you've got to do a poo, it's got to be buried sort of 15 centimetres deep, and you've got to be at least 100 metres from water. A lot of areas around the world say 200 metres from water. You've got to dig that hole, and then you've got to cover it up at the end. Good trout. It's even got the centimetre markers on there to tell you how deep you've dug. It's got a little string, you can attach it to the outside of your pack. Great little trowel. It's important when you've got to poop in the woods that you dig it very deep. There's a link down below to Leave No Trace Principles. Check that out. Good value, and it'll last you for a long time. You've got to take it on every trip. You've got to do it. Take one between your group, always have one. That's the first item. Second item, these come with me everywhere. They're pretty much in my pocket, especially in this time of year where it's getting into winter in Tasmania and Australia. It comes with me pretty much everywhere, every day. It's in my car, it's in my pack when I'm hiking. It comes on every big trip, every short trip, every day trip, even just a walk around the neighbourhood at night. It's the Montbell Chameece fleece gloves. I've talked about my glove system before. Check that video out here. That's my glove system, but these ones are part of that system, and they're awesome. Look at that, beautiful gloves, fleece. If you want an alternative, they're not always available on the Montbell website, so there is an alternative. They're a black diamond fleece glove. I'll leave the links for both down below, but that is the Montbell Chameece gloves. I love these. It's got the little fingertip thingy for your phone, as does that black diamond option, but they come with me everywhere. Not much to say. They keep your hands warm, they dry quickly, and they're just my around camp glove, my going for a walk glove, my going for a bike ride glove. Love them, and I have multiple pairs of these because I just use them all the time. And they're $30 on the Montbell Australia website, or there is a similar pair of the black diamond fleece gloves on Amazon for about $30 to $35. Great option, you'll get years out of them, and highly recommend. That's item 2. Third thing on the list that always comes with me on every trip, and again, I keep it with me a lot of the time. It's this little thing. It is the mini Swiss Army knife. This thing, great little tool. When you got dehydrated meals, that sort of thing, you don't need a big knife unless you got to cut some rope or something, but I generally don't worry these days. That's all I need on a walk is something like this. Mini Swiss Army. It's got a knife, it's got a nail file, it's got the little screwdriver, and it's got the scissors there if I need to cut something. So that is generally the only knife I really ever take on a trip these days, and it comes on my day walks too. It's so easy, it's so light, and I've got a couple of them actually. I do have bigger Swiss Army knives. If I really wanted to take a big one, I would, but that generally does the trick. It's got some small tweezers, it's got a toothpick, not that I use that much. That's all you need, something like that. Only weighs this much, very light, just sits in my first aid kit generally. That is the mini Swiss Army knife. That's number 3. Number 4, and this comes with me everywhere, this is always getting used, and that is one of my power banks. This one is the Anker, I think it's the Powercore 13,000. Again, I have talked about power banks before in another video, check the link out for that below. But this is the 13,000 milliamp hour battery, and I can take that on a walk to charge my phone for a 3-day bushwalk, and I'll get a charge out of my phone each day to bump up the battery life in it. I take it with me on day walks just so I can charge my phone if I need. I've got it out all the time, taking photos, I'm navigating with it, and even on just a short day walk, if my phone's flat on the way out the door, I will just plug it into this and pop that in my pocket, and away we go. And they're actually really cheap. We'll leave a link below. They're a great battery, pretty light, put the weight there, pretty light option. That comes with me pretty much everywhere. It's got a lot of scratches and stuff on it now, but it's still going strong. It's an old battery. When I saw that price there, I thought I'm going to get another one of them because they're such a great battery. And my wife's always pinching this one all the time now, so I think I'll get another one for her birthday. What a great present. And the fifth item today is something that here, especially in the southern hemisphere in Tasmania, even on winter's days with the bright sun, you can get sunburnt. So I always take a little tube of this stuff. This is Nivea Sun UV Face Shine Control. You can take any sunscreen, but you've got to take sunscreen in Australia on any walk you go on. It doesn't matter what time of year, because people get sunburnt all the time, no matter what time of year. And I know when I used to guide, I'd tell people, even on the cloudy, overcast days, put some sunscreen on. They wouldn't listen. Because of the glare, you'd get sunburnt, bang, red face, sore face, sunburn, ouch, don't like that. So I just use this every single morning. I take it on walks with me, but I also use it every single day. My wife actually put me onto this one because it's non-greasy, it rubs into your face nicely, and it doesn't feel like you've got sunscreen on, and it's a nice little tube. So it's good for walks, it's light. It's only a 50ml tube, so I can get a few days out of that on a bushwalk. If I'm going on like a bigger 10-day trip, I might take something that's a 75-gram tube. That is just a good option as a small, lightweight sunscreen to carry in the pack. It says face, but I use it on my arms everywhere. It's 50 plus SPF. Great sunscreen. I know it's not an exciting item on the list, but sunscreen, I think it's important, and it's something you should always be carrying. Again, I carry this around with me in the car. It comes with me everywhere. Always got a tube of that. You can buy it at most supermarkets on special, fairly cheap, or at a pharmacy. You can also buy it online on Amazon for about $9 a tube, which is pretty good. It's a great sunscreen option, and it's what I currently use whenever I'm going hiking. There's a link below for that as well, where you can get it. And because that item wasn't that exciting, I know you're finishing with sunscreen, what is this? No, okay, fair enough. I'm gonna give you a bonus item today, bonus item, but one exclusion. This item isn't under $50, I want it to be. Hopefully it will be someday, but this one's currently listed on the Amazon Australia website at 75 Australian dollars, but it's something I just love. I've had this one for quite a few years, and that is the Petzl Bindi head torch, 75 bucks. That is a bargain. It's your bonus item today. Bonus! It is a great little head torch. So lightweight. Weight is right there. So light, so diverse. It charges off the battery very easily. I've never really have to charge it on a long trip. I just had this on a 8 or 9 day walk. I use this every night, but I didn't have to charge it for the whole trip. Battery lasted the whole time. Flips in, it's slow, light, compact, 75 bucks. If you're looking for a new torch, I recommend it. Link is below, but it's a great torch, headlamp, whatever you want to call it. And if you're using anything heavier than that, unless you're doing some hardcore caving or something, I don't know why you got a heavier torch when this is beautiful. This is fantastic, and I highly recommend it. Anyway, there's your 5 items. There you go. Woo! Quick one today. Thought I'd get that video in quickly before I go traveling. They're 5 items under 50 bucks with your bonus item, and just show you 5 things plus your bonus item that come on every single walk with me. That stuff all comes every time. One point, the battery, it might get swapped out for a bigger one, but you know what I mean. It all comes every time. Thanks for watching. Please like, please subscribe down below. Hope you enjoyed the video. Enjoy the trails, enjoy hiking. Thank you, and see you next time.